to the cage, I'm crazy, raging insane. Bicycle kicks to the head, you're harder than Liu Kang. I'm with 3 hits, 1, 2, and you hit the kill switch. Get back, it's my 1-round KO. Hard hits, eye splits, and elbows. Get back, it's my 1-round KO. You never know what you might be dealing with.
Welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Brandon Burtz. Joining me for commentary is Matthew Stone, and we're coming to you once again from the Casino Estoril in the beautiful Estoril, Portugal, as we continue to bring you Show Fight 14 presented by the Global Proving Ground. Once again, we're going to have a myriad of mixed martial arts action, and our first fighter of the night is going to be Dulo Sanha taking on Vitor Pintor.
Here we go, Brandon. Dulo Sanha, the newest member of the Brazilian power team. And when you train with greats like Bruno Borga, then we all know that your submission game is top notch. But he's making his debut here tonight, so let's see if the nerves may come into effect.
Well, definitely, like you said, this man is going to be making his pro debut, and he's going to have his work cut out for him. And it's definitely, I believe, the more experienced fighter is going to be Vitor Pintor.
I can't say this, the way he's coming out, he looks totally loose for a man making his debut. You can definitely tell he's calm and cool. He's ready to go. This should be an epic fight because the Brazilian power team, as we know, are well represented here tonight.
Well, definitely, this man definitely looks like he's in shape, and certainly he's going to have his work cut out for him. But he is a great grappler and a well-rounded striker, so it's going to be interesting to see his ground game going up against the striking ability of Vitor Pintor.
That's right. Vitor Pintor has devastating striking ability, but let's go ahead and take it to the tail of the tape right now.
That's right. There you see both men from the homeland of Portugal definitely giving up some weight as Vitor Pintor and some height given up by Dulo Sanha. But definitely, again, the experience goes to Vitor Pintor.
And as you can see, Dulo Sanha right there, he's definitely ready for war tonight. And let's take you to our next fighter right here. Here he comes. Vitor Pintor.
That's definitely right. There you see from the Gladiators Vermelhos. That's right. That's how they do it here in Portugal, and they're ready for Show Fight 14 presented by Global Proving Ground. This is our first fight of the evening. Later on, we're going to have our first women's fight in Global Proving Ground, and also we're going to have a great main event as we're going to have Ezequiel Silvinho taking on Samir Garcia.
Here we go, our first middleweight contest of the evening. We have Vitor Pintor, if you will, on a 6-fight win streak. That's got to be saying something for Dulo Sanha. He's got to be nervous knowing that he's fighting an undefeated fighter here tonight, Brandon.
You're absolutely right, Matthew Stone, and he should be nervous again. Like you said, the 6-0 as a professional is Vitor Pintor. And we're going to go ahead and skip some time and take it to the fighters already in the ring. And there are referee Helio Fidelis getting ready to start this first round of our first fight for Show Fight 14 presented by the Global Proving Ground. We're going to have Vitor Pintor in the white with black and red. Oh, and it looks like at the beginning of the fight there was a shot to the groin area, a low blow out of nowhere. They touch gloves and this matchup is underway once again.
Here we go right now. As you can see, it must be the nerves of Dulo Sanha as his first kick of the night went to the groin. He's definitely going to have to settle down. But as you can see, is it going to be the reach advantage of Pintor or the power and strength of Sanha, Brandon?
Well, definitely, it looks like there was another kick to the groin out of nowhere. Definitely going to take some time, or maybe it was some of the residual effects from the first one. There you see him kind of trying to stretch it off, trying to work it out. Helio Fidelis looking on. Gives a signal to restart this match. Both men touch gloves, and this fight is underway. Oh my goodness, comes out swinging, catches a right to the face, and Vitor Pintor is all over Dulo Sanha.
That's right, we definitely got us a fight here now. Let's see if the reach advantage is negated here by Sanha as he gets any close with the clinch. It looks like Pinto's going for a takedown, but as you can see, the underhook of Sanha is preventing that. Beautiful takedown defense here early by Dulo Sanha.
You're absolutely right. And again, you talked about the skill of the Brazilian power team, and definitely Dulo was showing it there as he was able to avoid the takedown, sprawling out. Now he comes out with fists flying, and we've got ourselves a fight, Matthew Stone. This is exciting. fast-paced, both men coming out swinging, not ready to take it to the ground yet. A nice kick there on the part of Vitor Pinto, but blocked by Dulo Sanha.
That's right. It's definitely Sanha's got him pressed up against the cage right now. Pinto needs to break free, cause space, and land his strikes. But right now, we have the Brazilian Power Team newcomer, if you will, has him pressed up against the cage. He should be delivering knee strikes right now. Looks like he's trying to wear him down by pressing all his weight on him right now, Brandon.
Well, almost 2 minutes have expired in this first round, and it's too close to call. And there you see, like Matthew Stone said, Dulo Sanha has got Vitor Pinto pressed up against the cage, using the hips, trying to get lower than his opponent, but Vitor Pinto was able to turn it around and using again those hips, trying to press the action, trying to press the pace. I definitely think, oh my goodness, we almost had a toss there and a couple of knees on that failed body throw attempt. More knees right to the midsection, right to the solar plexus.
That's right. Look at this world-class striking here by Vitor Pinto. Devastating, brutal knees right to the midsection. That's got to knock all the air out of you right now. One good knee like that and this fight could end, Brandon.
Definitely right, and definitely you see Helio Fidelis looking on, but unfortunately we're going to have to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more round one action of this, our first fight in Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground. Back, ladies and gentlemen, and if you're just joining us, we're coming to you from the Casino Estouro in Estouro, Portugal, and you're watching Dulo Sanha in the black and red trim, and then his opponent Vitor Pinto in the white with black and red trim.
And as you can see, as we come back to commercial break, Vitor Pinto has had Sanha up against the cage, delivering brutal knees over and over again to create a separation there. It was a nice elbow, beautiful uppercut.
Oh my goodness! That was a huge slam by Vitor Pinto, and somehow Dulo Sanha was able to hold on and catch him in a front face guillotine.
That's right, beautiful. Like I said, that was a great slam right there, out of nowhere. He's right into side control. Sanha is definitely in trouble here because last time we saw Vitor Pinto was in Cage Fighters 2, his most famous match where he retired Luis Pinho. It was incredible.
Well, definitely that slam was nothing less than incredible. I have to say so myself. And look at the full mount here on the part of Vitor Pinto. Tries to create some space, and now he's got him in that high mount, and it looks like he's about to just rain down rights and lefts, and all Dulo Sanha can do is try to cover up.
That's right. Sanha's definitely in a bad position. Like you said, Brandon, nice high mount right there by Pinto. Definitely delivering the leather. He needs to be careful when he holds his arm up there because Pinto could go for an armbar. But Sanha really isn't defending this properly. He needs to push down on the knees. He needs to buck and improve his position because he can't just stand here absorbing blows like this. Helio Fidelis might stop it.
Helio Fidelis definitely keeping a watchful eye on this fight. And there you see Vito Pinto just picking his shots, raining down. And again, that excellent high mount keeps crouching up, inching up higher and higher. It looks like he's going for maybe an armbar right there, trying to pass the guard, but it's still just raining down those rights and lefts. And Dulo Sanha has absolutely nowhere to go. I think he's just overwhelmed by this onslaught by Vitor Pinto.
That's right, 10 seconds left in this first round. He's definitely holding on for dear life. Some of those punches are getting through, Brandon. This might be stopped early.
Well, definitely we're going to have to see what happens in our second round. Here we go, round two. Helio Fidelis calls for the bell. Both men come out and touch gloves. Again, we've got Vito Pinto in the white with black and red trim, and we've got Dulo Sanha in the black and red trim. And this matchup is Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground in Warrior Island.
Well, here we go, Brandon. Round two of our first middleweight contest, the first contest of the evening, if you will. Sanha apparently has weathered the early storm of Pinto. Let's see if he's settled his nerves now and get into a rhythm right now. As you can see, Pinto is definitely using his range to his advantage.
Well, definitely I think that first round was kind of a stalemate, kind of even matched until that huge slam, and then it was all Vitor Pinto got in that high mount and was just raining down the rights and lefts. And like you said, he comes right back out with punches. He's got him pressed up against the cage. And another huge slam takes Dulo Sanha right to the mat, and all Dulo Sanha can do is hold on. Again, trained with the Brazilian Power Team, and he is trying to get him in that front face guillotine. Might be going for some type of submission choke.
That's right. Looks like he has him by the neck. He has his leg trapped. Let's see if he can get anything out of it. Beautiful double leg takedown by Pinto right there. Look at that. He escapes it in the full mount in the corner up against the cage. This is not where Sanha wants to be, Brandon.
But definitely it's where it's where Vitor Pinto wants to be. He's in his own corner, and there you see him crouching away from the cage. Again, trying to create the space as he pushes the head down and just raining down that right hand. It's like a bomb finding its mark.
It looks like he's setting him up for maybe Americana on that left side. He's definitely isolating that arm and stopping him up with these brutal punches right now. Sanha definitely needs to improve his position or this fight could be over.
You're absolutely right, but we're going to have to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more round two action of Show Fight 14, presented by Global Proving Ground. back, ladies and gentlemen, and there you see Dulo Sanha in the white and black raining down the bombs on his opponent. Vitor Pinto in the white and black raining down the bombs on his opponent, Dulo Sanha in the black and red. And again, I'm Brandon Verts and this is Matthew Stone, and we're coming to you from the Casino Estoril in the beautiful Estoril, Portugal for Show Fight 14 presented by the Global Proving Ground and Warrior Island.
You got to say something about the heart of Sanha, Brandon. He's just taking this brutal beating, and he's still fighting back. He's doing everything he can. He's just waiting for Pinto to make that slight mistake with his balance so he can buck him and improve his position. But right now, he's just getting punched in the face. This is not a good night for Sanha right now, Brandon.
Well, definitely, I don't know how much he's trained for being in this position at Brazilian Power Team, but definitely he needs to do something, or Helio Fidelis might call a stop to this fight. And again, Vitor Pinto doing all that he can and just continue to advance, continuing that ground and pound, and he's doing an excellent job. And if I was a judge, I would have to be giving this fight so far to Vitor Pinto, and Dulo Sanha is going to have to do something if he has any prayer of winning this fight.
Looks like Pinto's trying to pin that arm down so he can deliver them brutal elbows. I know this though, Pinto needs to be careful. He might punch himself out here, Brandon. Dulo Sanha has one heck of a chin because he's absorbing this brutal beatdown. So he might actually punch himself out and make that one mistake that lets Sanha capitalize. But right now he needs to try to do something. He needs to try to buck, roll, give up his stomach if he has to, because right now absorbing punches is not winning him this fight.
Well, there you heard Helio Fidelis clapping. That's the sign for they need to pick up the pace, pick up the action. He might stop the fight. He might stand him up. We've got just over a minute left in this second round of Show Fight 14 presented by the Global Proving Ground in Warrior Island. And there again, Vitor Pinto, ever since the slam before we went to commercial break, has been in full control and showing dominance in this fight.
I can't argue with that, Brandon. He is definitely dominating. Right now, he's turning Sanha into his punching bag. He is. I don't know how many punches, I've lost count. At least 60 right now, and I'd say at least 75% are getting through the guard of Sanha. He definitely needs to do something here, because if he just, oh, there you go, beautiful escape. Finally, it took him a long time, but he finally escaped and back to his feet.
It looked like he got kicked in the groin there on that exchange, but definitely not showing any signs. Oh my goodness, that kick right to the face, and almost another one right there, but apparently some delayed effects or something like that, calling for a little breather from where he got kicked in the groin earlier, and that could have been crucial. If Helio Fidelis hadn't stepped in, that head kick could have just taken him right out of this fight.
That's right, Pinto came in with the feet of fury, devastating kicking combinations. I think he might have clipped him in the groin there, but that head kick definitely landed, and right now Sanha's definitely reeling right now.
Well, I think Vitor Pinto is feeling what he was doing at the beginning of that. He came out right with some kicks, and now Dulo Sanha is trying to prevent that and close the space and trying to keep him close so he doesn't get any more of those head kicks. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, round 3. Again, Vitor Pinto in the white and black trunks, and then we've got Dulo Sanha in the black and red. And apparently there's something on the mat over here. Helio Fidelis not liking what he sees over there. It must be calling for a rag or something to wipe the mat down. There you see one of the corner officials throwing in the towel, not for a fighter, but to clean up the mat. There you see Vitor Pinto wiping up whatever was down there, but this matchup's about to get underway.
That's right, because mixed martial arts is a very dangerous business, and we can't have people accidentally slipping. Mixed martial arts is dangerous enough. We can't have any, accidental injuries. But right now, we got Sanha definitely needs to step up the pace. He needs to let his hands go. He needs to take a chance to get knocked out if he wants to try to win this fight.
Definitely is going to have to do something, because I definitely think that the first 2 rounds went to Vitor Pinto, and there he comes out with exactly what was helping him win on the judges' scorecards, those kicks, those punches. Definitely, while he had him on the ground, that vicious ground and pound, unrelenting was Vitor Pinto.
And I still don't know if Sanha fully recovered from that onslaught. He was getting punched from that high mount for at least 2 minutes of the second round. Oh, it looks like Sanha injured his foot with that inside leg kick, Brandon.
That's crazy. I've never seen that before. The man threw the kick, and apparently it was a beautiful defense, a beautiful guard, the way you're supposed to. Vitor Pinto lifted the knee, defended it beautifully, and it slightly or temporarily injured his opponent, Dulo Sanha. Helio Fidelis is all right with them touching gloves and continuing this fight, and this matchup continues and is still underway, Matthew Stone.
Did you hear that body kick from Pinto? If you want to look up how to do a body kick, that's how you do it. Full shin to the ribs, the Sanha. That definitely didn't feel good. But like you said, as the shark smelling blood, he went right back to that injured leg of Sanha. Let's see if that's a factor in this late round, Brandon.
Well, definitely, I'm going to be interested to see how Vitor Pinto finishes this fight. Definitely, he's in full control as far as the scorecards goes. Round 1, round 2, both of them go to Vitor Pinto. But at any moment, we've seen it before 1,000 times, Matthew Stone, in this sport. 1 second, you lose your concentration, and it's over for you. The tides turn, momentum shifts, and your opponent is having his hand raised.
Well, that's what they say. Anything can happen in mixed martial arts. Like, as you said, we've seen it a million times. But right now, on the judges' scorecards, Vitor Pinto is definitely in the lead. So San has to do everything he can to win this fight. He's going to have to let his hands go. It's the only way about it.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be right back with the conclusion of this fight of Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and you're joining us for the final closing moments of our first fight of Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground. And there you see Vitor Pinto on the top in the white and black trunks, raining down those bombs on his opponent, Dulo Sanha, in the black and red.
And if I had to sum up this fight in one word, it'd be domination. Vitor Pinto has dominated this fight the entire 3 rounds, as we have 18 seconds left in the 3rd round, Brandon.
You're absolutely right, Matthew Stone. Standing up, he dominated. Took his opponent to the ground with a couple of big slams and then dominated on the ground. And this matchup is about to be over, going to the judges' scorecard. And without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, all 3 rounds and a unanimous decision has to go to Vitor Pinto. A beautiful display of mixed martial arts, stand-up, ground game. But nonetheless, we're going to take you to our next matchup, our first women's fight, featuring Larissa Costa and Marta Abolito. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, taking this fight on short notice. She was an alternative. Marta Abolito was supposed to take on another opponent that didn't make weight, and she was woman enough to step in again on short notice. Larissa Costa sharing a name with the Brazilian beauty pageant contestant on Miss Universe.
That's right. Although she's making her debut here tonight, Brandon, Larissa Costa is trained with top-notch fighters, and as you can see right there, there's her fiance showing her support right here for her woman, her mixed martial arts fighter. And right now, when you train with the clever team, as Larissa Costa has, you are top-notch. As you can see, there is Paulo Duran, who we saw earlier this week, and she should be one heck of a fight, Brandon.
Well, here we see her opponent making her way to the ring, Marta Abolito. Definitely she had an impressive amateur record, ready to step inside the cage as a professional as she makes her debut here tonight at Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground. And what a setting to make a debut in here at the Casino Estoril in the beautiful Estoril, Portugal. And there you see Ezequiel Silvinho. He is going to be in our main event later on tonight, going up against Samir Bam Bam Garcia, but right now he's going to be in the corner, loaning his expertise to this lady, Marta Abolito.
That's right. If you ask me, Brand's going to come down to the strength and power of Larissa Costa against the speed and technique of Marta Abolito. Because as you both know, power only gets you so far. If you fight a quicker opponent, it's going to be harder to land her one-punch knockout power strikes.
Well, definitely these women are going to be very evenly evenly matched. We're going to pull up our tail of the tape here in a second. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But definitely Larissa Costa again taking this fight on such short notice. But there you see both women, 125 pounds, both of them 5'2", and both of them making their debut inside the cage here tonight at Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground and Warrior Island.
And as the tail of the tape alluded to, both women are pretty much dead even as far as height and weight, and they're both making their debut here tonight, so anything can happen. So let's see which one of these lovely ladies wants it more.
That's right, we've got Basilio Leal, senior official, going to be in charge of the action inside the cage here tonight. There you see the corners closing the cage. Basilio Leal checking it, making sure everything's set before he starts this fight. Again, this is our first flyweight fight here tonight, coming to you for Show Fight 14, presented by Global Proving Ground. Basilio Leal calls for the sound of the bell. Both women come out touching gloves, and this fight is underway.
And as you can see, Marta Abolito definitely working that jab. See if there's a feeling out process between these two ladies. Devastating leg kick right there by Costa. Like I said, look at this. Like I said, the quickness of Abolito might overcome the power of Costa, Brandon.
Well, definitely we've got Larissa Costa in the black and pink going against her opponent. There you see Marta Abolito in the black with Brazilian flag throwing the knees. Both women look like they're trying to go for some type of toss, some type of throw, but it ends up against the cage is Marta Abolito.
That's right. As I said earlier, the power of Costa might be too much for Abolito to overcome. We'll see. Like you said, when you train with the Clever team, you're ready for all situations. Costa is.
Well, definitely, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard me talk about all night about Warrior Island. And if you don't know, Warrior Island is a documentary narrative filmed in a 24/7 style that showcases the true fighter spirits by uncovering what each combatant endures to become a champion. It's filmed away from the glitz and ostentation of your typical series. Warrior Island strips away the unnecessary backgrounds and offers a true and raw account of not just the fighter, but the person, the family man, and the student. But unfortunately, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more Show Fight 14 presented by Global Proving Ground. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're at the Casino Estoril in Estoril, Portugal, and you're watching Larissa Costa in the black and pink taking on her opponent Marta Abelito in the black and Brazilian flag. And this is Show Fight 14 presented by the Global Proving Ground and Warrior Island. And in Warrior Island, we're going to showcase the heart, the grit, the sacrifice, and the dedication put forth by each of these personalities selected by you, the fans. And then they're going to have to compete in different martial arts training challenges and fight in front of an open pit in front of 9 grandmasters.
That's right, Brandon. And some of those grandmasters are going to be the Black Dragon Ron Van Cleef, Dan the Beast Severin. We got Sifu Chow and the legendary Helson Gracie. And all of these grandmasters have dominated the mixed martial arts world and pretty much trained everybody that there is to train in this. So it's an honor just to be part of this show, Brandon.
You're absolutely right. And all of those names bring clout in the martial arts and mixed martial arts world. And I can't wait for Warrior Island to begin. Just over 20 seconds in our first round of this, our flyweight contest of Show Fight 14 presented by the Global Proving Ground. And again, Larissa Costa has been very dominant in this entire round, keeping her opponent, Marta Abelito, pinned up against the cage. Looks like she might go over backwards right there, but no. And here, the sound of the bell. This first round is in the books. Second round begins right now. There you see Basilio Leo calling for the sound of the bell. Both women come out and touch gloves, and this round number 2 is underway.
Here we go, Brandon. Round number 2 of our flyweight contest. I just hope they have more women mixed martial arts fights here in Global Proving Ground, because these women can throw down just as good as the men can. Look at that right now. These women are here to fight. They're not even trying to block. They're just throwing hands. I love what I see, Brandon.
It is absolutely exciting, Matthew Stone, again, to have these gladiator S's, if you will, these warrior S's, like you called them earlier, in here, throwing down, throwing hands, throwing kicks. My goodness, we've seen some ground dominance earlier.
All I know is the power of Costa might just be too much for Abelito to overcome, because every time they get close, she locks her up and pushes her up against the fence, imposing her will right now. Abelito cannot create space and land her strikes, being the quicker fighter. So she's going to have to try to do everything she can. She's going to have to get a double underhook or something to spin her around, and so she can get off and get her combinations off, Brandon.
Well, definitely Abelito doesn't seem to have any answer for the offense of Larissa Costa. Again, Larissa Costa sharing the name of the beauty pageant and the Miss Universe from Miss Brazil. And again, I'm definitely impressed with Larissa Costa, again, taking this fight on such short notice. Again, she was an alternative. Marta Abelito was supposed to fight another competitor. She didn't make weight, and Larissa Costa stepped in like the true champion, the true warrior that she is, and took this fight on just a 2-day notice.
I guess that actually gives her more determination. They should have proved that she should have fought in the first place. But right now she's here to handle business, and she's definitely handling Abelito up against the cage. Abelito cannot match the power of Costa right now. She's tried everything she can, short shots. She needs to do some inside knees, something. She needs to create space, because all she's doing right now. Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful right there. Costa tried to do a takedown. Nice balance by Abelito, and she's definitely raining down bombs. Costa's going to try, she's turning her belly right now. What's going to happen, Brandon?
Well, definitely, I can't tell you, Matthew Stone, but like we said earlier, the tide can be turned in an instant. Oh, and there, just like that, Larissa Costa switches and gets the momentum as she's in the half mount on top of her opponent, Marta Abelito. Definitely, again, showing the dominance, and Abelito, again, has no answer for what's going on. Almost 30 seconds left in this second round.
And you see right there, Costa tried to use her foot to pry apart the legs of Abelito so she can get in that mounted position. Right now, Abelito's just holding on to the head, trying to make sure she doesn't absorb any brutal ground and pound, because she felt the power of Costa before. She definitely doesn't want to feel it when her head's on the mat like that.
Definitely not, Matthew Stone. And again, we're coming to the final moments of round number 2. Basilio Leo looking on. Larissa Costa has been in complete control of this fight, and definitely the first round, I have to say, goes to her. The second round is now going to go to her as you hear the sound of the bell. Round number 3 coming up. There you see Basilio Leo about to close the door and get this cage, this new gladiator arena set for competition between Larissa Costa in the black and pink, taking on her opponent Marta Abelito in the black with Brazilian flag.
And as you said, Brandon, earlier, Costa definitely won the first 2 rounds. Abuelito's, like I usually say most of the time, is going to have to let her hands fly. She's going to have to try to do anything she can to win this fight, possibly even go for a takedown, because right now she's losing this fight. Just standing there, she needs to commit. She needs to put her combinations together. She needs to soften her up with leg kicks, maybe throw an overhand right. She needs to do something, because what her game plan right now is not working, Brandon.
Well, definitely Abuelito is definitely looking light on her feet as she's dancing around the ring, maybe trying to confuse and psych out her opponent, Larissa Costa, by the dancing and the fast movements. Again, she looks like she's been training well. Again, this is our 3rd round, and she's still dancing and floating around the ring. But Larissa Costa landed a couple good combinations, rights and lefts, on the face of Marta Abuelito.
Yeah, Costa's finding a home for that straight right. She's landed it at least 4 times in the last 30 seconds right now. Abuelito needs to do a better job of covering up. She needs to keep her hands high and her chin tucked, or she's going to go night-night due to that brutal right hand by Costa. But once again, using the power and having her bull rushed up against the fence is not where Abuelito has to do a good job of separating and creating space. This is what she needs to do right now, Brandon.
That's right. She did a good job of it earlier, but Larissa Costa, for a brief moment, a fleeting moment, if you will, was able to close that space. But unfortunately, we're going to have to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the conclusion of round 3 at Show Fight 14, presented by Global Proving Ground. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is our final round of this flyweight fight here between Larissa Costa in the black and pink and Marta Abuelito in the black with Brazilian flag. And you're watching Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground in Warrior Island.
And both of these ladies have been laying it all on the line here tonight at Global Proving Grounds, Show Fight 14 right now in the beautiful historic Portugal here in the historic casino. And both of these ladies are showing that they're ready. They're proving they belong here in Global Proving Ground.
Well, definitely I have to give it up again to Larissa Costa. She's been showing some very beautiful dominance. And again, taking this fight on such a short notice against her opponent, Marta Abuelito. Marta Abuelito has just seemed to be overwhelmed by the offense, if you will, of Larissa Costa.
Yeah, as I say, I hate to sound like a broken record, but she just cannot overcome the power of Larissa Costa. Abuelito's doing everything she can, but every time Larissa Costa gets close, she pushes her up against the cage. Beautiful elbow on the way out there, making her pay for it. Like I said, there's 22 seconds left. Let's do this, Brandon.
Every time Abuelito has tried to create space, Larissa Costa has been right there to close the gap and rain down and keep dominance, show dominance, keep control of this matchup. And again, with less than right at 5 seconds left, I have to say that this matchup is going to be awarded to Larissa Costa, but we'll have to see what the judges say. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. There you see both women in the ring, and our winner, oh my goodness, it's a draw, Matthew Stone. Can you believe it?
This is incredible. I guess both these, you never know what the judges are looking at when they score a fight, whether it's control, whether it's, aggression, but right now it was a heck of a fight.
Well, we've been talking about Warrior Island all night, and we're going to go ahead and bring up a trailer of just that. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're just joining us, you're watching Show Fight 14 presented by the Global Proving Ground and Warrior Island. And this is going to be our main event as we come to you from the Casino Estouro in the luscious Estouro, Portugal, as we're going to have Samir Bam Bam Garcia taking on his competitor Ezekiel Silvino.
Here we go, Brandon, the main event of the evening. You can hear the crowd going crazy. Here he comes, Samir Bam Bam Garcia from Detroit, Michigan. And all I got to say about this guy is he is a 2-time Arnold Classic gold medalist, an 8-time Michigan State MMA champion, and a 2-time World Muay Thai champion. So basically, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but this guy is good at what he does.
I would have to say so, Matthew Stone. And definitely a stand-up striker is Samir Garcia. And I was looking at his website online, and the medals, the belts, the awards that this man has, the accolades are unprecedented, unparalleled, and my goodness, I think that Ezekiel Silvino is going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to try to stand up with this man, Samir Bam Bam Garcia.
And as we both know, Brandon, Bam Bam Garcia learned what he does well from the Cooper's Gym there in Detroit. The Cooper's Gym has trained nothing but world champion, world-class athletes, and he's just one of the many right now. And you got to know that he's definitely got to be feeling confident going in against Ezekiel Silvino. Even though it's the main event, this is what he lives for. If he doesn't fight in the main event, he's upset, Brandon.
Well, definitely, he's going to have his work cut out for him. But we're going to go ahead and take you to his competitor coming out right now. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, making his way from Puerto del Rosario in the Canary Islands, a country that belongs to Spain, is Ezekiel Silvino. And we saw him earlier, just moments ago, when he came out to help his team member, Marta Abolido.
And as you can see, she comes out here to support him. Ezekiel Silvino right here. He's ready to shine. This is his time right now. He's not overlooking Bam Bam Garcia, but he's got to be in the back of his mind knowing how well-rounded and how devastating the strikes are of Bam Bam. He's gonna have to work his defense mostly, because one shot from Bam Bam is all it takes for this night to be over for Ezekiel Silvino, Brandon.
Well, definitely, with all the accolades and all the hardware that Samir Garcia has, this is only his second pro MMA fight. Excuse me, his second pro MMA fight. And he's taking on this man, Ezekiel Silvino. Again, his second pro MMA fight. The difference is Samir Garcia won his first one, Ezekiel lost his first one.
And you got to know that both of these men are hungry. They got to want it. This is the main event of the evening, Brandon. This is why we are all here tonight. This should be a barn burner. This should go down in infamy as one of the greatest light heavyweight fights we've ever seen.
Well, definitely it's going to be an interesting fight as this man, Samir Bam Bam Garcia, gives up a couple of inches to his opponent, Ezekiel Silvino, but Silvino gives up some weight, being the lighter competitor. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, and I can't wait to find out.
And as you can see right now, there's our beautiful ring girl, Naya, right there doing what she does. But we're going to go ahead and take you to the tail of the tape, Brandon, I think about right now.
And there you see both of these men. Again, Ezekiel Silvino, 6'2" against his competitor, 5'9" is Samir Garcia. 205 pounds is Samir Garcia, and only 169 pounds is Ezekiel Silvino. But definitely it's going to be a great fight. And if it's anything like last time when we came here from Show Fight 14, the last main event was a great one. We had Jules Loftus taking on Francisco Silva, and my goodness, if that was any inclination of what to expect, I can't wait.
I do know this, Silvino has to be well scouted on Bam Bam, knowing of the devastating leg kicks that he throws. Even if you check one of those leg kicks, it can still take you down. He has some of the most brutal leg kicks in this business, being a 2-time world Muay Thai champion, Brandon.
Well, definitely the reach advantage is going to go to that man that you see right there, Ezekiel Silvino. But definitely I have to say that the striking capabilities is easily leaning towards Samir Garcia. But Samir Garcia is going to have to find a way to get past the reach, the overwhelming long legs and long arms of Ezekiel Silvino.
Well, one thing Samir was working on for this fight, his trainers were telling me, is his unilateral movement. He's going to think that movement will be the key here tonight as you face a taller opponent, because you're going to have to get in close and deliver that devastating power. The only way to get in close is to be in striking range of your opponent, so it's a dangerous proposition, because you're most vulnerable when you go into attack. So let's see what happens here tonight, Brandon.
Well, there you see senior referee Basilio Leal laying down some of the ground rules. Both of these men were given some instructions on the fights backstage in the locker room, and he's just going over the fight cage rules once again. So both of these men definitely know what's going on and try to keep both men as safe as possible. But definitely we know how it can go in the world of mixed martial arts. And get ready for our main event of Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground and Warrior Island.
Look at Ezekiel Silvino like a caged tiger right now. He's ready to explode right now all over Bam Bam Garcia. But let's see what happens right now. Both men touch gloves, and let's see if the reach advantage of Silvino comes into play, because all it takes is one shot from Bam Bam, and it's all over.
Well, definitely, like you said, Ezekiel Silvino came out in that three-point stance, and both men trying to do a little bit of a feeling out process. There you saw a little kick there on the part of Samir Bam Bam Garcia. But we're going to have to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the conclusion of our main event of Show Fight 14, presented by Global Proving Ground. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and there you see Samir Bam Bam Garcia taking on his opponent, Ezekiel Silvino. Bam Bam Garcia in the blue, Ezekiel Silvino in the blue with white trim.
Look at the head movement and awesome footwork of Silvino. He's definitely making himself a harder target to hit. You're going to have to do that against Bam Bam, because as I said before, all it takes is one punch and your night is over. Oh, did you see that devastating hook right there? Like I said, I'm surprised he actually took that, because most people would go down. Oh, another one. He stumbled him.
Definitely dazed and confused, trying to get the cobwebs out of the head is Ezekiel Silvino. Bam Bam Garcia delivering, just like his name says, a couple of Bam Bam punches right to the head. There you saw a beautiful knee right to the head, right to the forehead of Ezekiel Silvino, and there a little knee right to the side of the leg. Ezekiel Silvino is trying to do everything he can to counter the offense of Samir Bam Bam Garcia.
You can definitely tell that he's a former world Muay Thai champion, because when he throws a knee, you definitely has every everything in it. He turns his hips, he pulls maximum power, and it doesn't take many of those for your night to be over. But right now, he definitely has a pinned up against the cage and delivering brutal Muay Thai knees right there. I'm going to call them Muay Thai knees because that's exactly what they are.
Definitely, he trains in the Muay Thai. We've seen it, and he's definitely showing some beautiful dominance against the larger opponent, the taller opponent. He weighs a little bit more than Ezekiel Silvino, but definitely, nonetheless, showing dominance. Like you said, those beautiful Muay Thai strikes, those kicks, those knees, and in full control, Samir Bam Bam Garcia.
As you can see, he whipped his knee out and came back around to the midsection. Oh, look at that head kick right there. It looks like Silvino's a little overmatched here by the multiple championships of Bam Bam Garcia. As you can see, that power is just too much to overcome right now. He needs to drop some knees right now. That's what I would do. He'd soften them up for him right now.
Oh, there's one of those knees, Matthew Stone, right to the midsection, one right to the head, two right to the head, and it might be over. There you saw Basilio Leo coming in to try to stop any more offense. Definitely, those two knees found a home, like you like to say, right on the frontal bone of Ezekiel Silvino, and quick to pounce and capitalize on the down opponent with Samir Bam Bam Garcia. But this matchup is over, and definitely your winner in an undisputed, decisive victory, Samir Bam Bam Garcia.
Yeah, I have to say this, Brandon. Bam Bam Garcia is definitely sending a message to everybody here in Global Proving Ground in Show Fight 14 that he's here to stay and he's a force to be reckoned with. Ezekiel Silvino, don't take nothing away from the man. He gave it everything he could, but he was just outmatched. And the Muay Thai knees, like you said, it was one to the midsection that stunned him, and then that followed one right to the face, and then he pounced on him, and it was just academic after that, Brandon.
You're absolutely right, Matthew Stone, and what a fight it was, my goodness. And I can't believe it. And again, Samir Bam Bam Garcia improves his record to 2-0, while Ezekiel Silvino, his record falls to 0-2.
This has been one of the most incredible nights of fighting I've ever seen. We've had a draw from our first ever ladies competition. We've had a 3-round war in our first fight, and the ending tonight with devastating knees and ground and pound by Bam Bam. This has been an incredible night here at Show Fight 14, presented by the Global Proving Ground, here in the beautiful Estoril, Portugal, in the historic Estoril Casino. I can't wait for the next episode, Brandon.
Well, definitely, it's something of a pleasure to see a man with an excellent Muay Thai skill like Samir Bam Bam Garcia putting it on display for us tonight here at Show Fight 14. There you see he's showing off his U.S. and his Puerto Rican heritage, raising both flags. Again, making his way from Detroit, Michigan, Samir Bam Bam Garcia, and an excellent display of dominance over his opponent, Ezekiel Silvino.
Well, when you're a Muay Thai world champion, you strike a little bit harder than most folks. I'm going to say that, like I said, his technique is world class. It's hard to overcome that. When you properly execute those techniques, that's all you have to do in this fight. Like I said, the knees were just too much to overcome. You know, it might have been a little bit of nerves being in the main event, but don't take anything away from Silvino. He did everything he tried. He did everything right. He just couldn't get the job done today and walk away with the victory.
And there you saw in the corner of Ezekiel Silvino. Well, there you see both men in the center of the cage embracing. It was a good fight by both men. Only one man can walk away the winner, and it's going to be this man holding the flags, Samir Bam Bam Garcia. But there you saw earlier, like I was trying to say, Marta Abelito made her way out to the ring with Ezekiel Silvino. But there again, your winner of the main event, Show Fight 14, presented by Global Proving Ground, Samir Bam Bam Garcia.
Here we go. Like I said, look at this total show of respect. You know, top-notch class from top-notch fighters. This has been a great main event. This has been Show Fight 14, Episode 2, presented by the Global Proving Ground. This has been some of the best nights of fighting I've ever been privy to. I don't know about you, son, but I can't wait to see what's coming next.
Well, I can tell you what's coming next. We're going to have one more installment of Show Fight 14, presented by Global Proving Ground at Warrior Island. And we're going to come back next week and show you 3 more fights. Another main event, huge main event.
I just want to say thank you to all you guys. Sensei Cooper, GPG, Black Belts, Red Team, Gold Team, back in the dojo Detroit, where I call home, Michigan, USA. Saludos a mi gente, mi familia en Puerto Rico, también España y también en Michigan, también en USA. Obrigado, señor Paulo. Obrigado, Portugal. Obrigado, Nacional Trophy.
For Matthew Stone, for Global Proving Ground, and everyone here at Show Fight 14, we want to say thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for more Global Proving Ground action.